Hi guys, I'm here for the very first of the tarot tutorials I'm going to make. This one I'm going to put on my YouTube channel, but I'm also going to run a whole series at some point very soon, which will be subscription based. So that will be available from my website. But this one's just a starter, and I just wanted to put it out there for people to see what people would like, what they want to learn, things like that. So yeah, keep watching if you're interested. For the very first tarot tutorial, I want to talk about how to connect with your cards. Choose a deck you like, that you relate to. If you're new, if you've had a deck for a while, you'll probably feel reasonably comfortable with it. It's probably a good idea to stick with that one because you've already started to get to know it. But it is about getting to know your tarot deck. I mean, I use a very the standard Rider-Waite deck because that's something I'm familiar with. I've used it for years and years and years, and it just feels right to me. And I did actually try a different one winter and thought, oh my gosh, I'm not totally connecting with this, so I actually gave that away. But yeah, connecting with it means getting familiar with it, getting comfortable with it. There's some really good information out there about the different cards and suites and meanings and things like that. So yeah, getting a good book is also really handy at the start. I don't really look at my books anymore because I've sort of developed my own connection with the cards over the years and feel comfortable with how I relate to them, and you will get that too. Okay, so yeah, to get really comfortable with it, it is like driving a car. I'll start that again. When you first learn to drive a car, it's like, okay, I need to change gear now. I need to put my foot on the clutch and all of this. You're thinking it. Whereas when you've been driving for a while, it's just, you just do it. You know, you just automatically do it without having the conscious thoughts, push clutch and accelerator off, all of that stuff. Learning the tarot is much like that. Once you've been comfortable with it and working with it for a while, it is exactly the same. Like, I don't go, oh gosh, this is the Four of Pentacles. It just is. And yeah, that's what happens when you know your cards really well and you've built your own personal connection, and also an intuitive connection. You know, it's a good idea also, rather than just read about what it says in the book, to actually have a look at the cards and see what they say to you. I mean, you have a look at this. We've got the moon, and it's quite intense, obviously, and there's a lot going on, and there's a wolf howling at it and creatures coming out of the water, and yeah, so it brings up instincts, intensity, things like that, as a full moon does. So it's very elemental, this. Whereas here we've got the King of Cups, which is a very gentle looking influence, and water, the element of water, which is cups, which is all about emotion and caring and love, and is a very gentle influence. So as you connect with all those different elements, you'll start feeling more and more connected with your cards. A very good way, and I've always told people to do that, and yes, it takes some time, but it's a good way to really connect with each and every card, is at the start of each day, choose a card and put it somewhere, or if you can't, take a photo of it with your phone and leave it on your phone so that you can look at it. Like, say it was the High Priestess, you know, which is all about intuition and the inner voice and things like that. You can then reflect on it, what it means to you during the day, and build much more of a connection with that card. So yeah, that's a really good way to build that. The book's nice to look at. I actually wouldn't do it till the end of the day though. See what your own impressions are, and then at the end of the day, have a look to see what your book says about it. And you may disagree with some of it, and that's okay. I disagree with quite a few books, and that's quite all right, because they're actually just somebody's interpretation too. So it's okay to have your own connection and relationship with them. Like, I have done readings with other readers, and it's quite funny when I'm reading for them, they bring in their own interpretations and it's almost like a discussion. We just bounce off each other because we have different viewpoints and different feelings about them, and it works really, really well. It's really fun. I've always enjoyed doing that because, yeah, two lots of inputs better than one, isn't it? So yeah, have some fun with your cards, play with them, look at them, look at the different elements. You know, we've, just like astrology, we've got earth, water, fire and air. So for earth, for fire, okay, for fire we've got wands. Wands is a fire element. Cups for water, emotions, feelings. Swords as air. It represents the intellect and thinking and rational thought rather than emotions. And pentacles, which is the material world and earthly things and matter. So yeah, you've got those four elements, and they're really good to remember as you learn the tarot because they help you understand quite quickly what that element represents. Like, for example, pentacles, you know, if that comes up for somebody, it's quite often to do with something they're creating, making, at work, finances, things like that. So you straight away get into that wavelength, whereas fire is like excitement, adventure, and that can be relating to work as well if you're really excited about your job. Fire is certainly a good element to have, but it can also mean travel, adventure, getting out and about, discovering new things, or even passion in a relationship. So the elements are a really important first step to understand in the tarot, and they relate really, really closely to astrology. And if you know a little bit about astrology, you can use that in the tarot as well. So yeah, this is just a short introduction to getting comfortable with the tarot deck. Once you've chosen it, it's a good idea to put it somewhere special, somewhere safe. People have different ideas about wrapping them up in black scarves or all sorts of things to keep the energy clear. You clear the energy anyway by shuffling them. That's what the shuffling's for. It clears them and gets them ready for the next person. So, but you do keep them somewhere special because they are a special tool. I have a little bag I put mine in that I really like, and I can always put my hand on that bag and find it very quickly, and it stops them from getting bent and things too. I mean, my deck's now quite old, the one I've got here. I've had this one for a few years now, but they do last a good while if you look after them. So yeah, have some fun with it, play with it. One of the easiest spreads to start off with, I find, is the one of the easiest spreads to start off with is the 3-card spread, where your first card is the past. So you put down the past, the present, and the future. And that's just a really easy one to learn. From there you can go on to other spreads. I really like the Celtic Cross, and I've actually created an extended version of that I use, but that's a really good spread too. But the 3-card spread for starters is a really easy one to remember, and it's a good one to play around with because it gives you a good insight and overview into what you're doing. And I mean, the 3-card spread is something I use also in the tarot card of the week for that time frame, like Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for the 3 cards. So it can be used in different time frames too. It's not set into past, present and future, but it is a nice easy one to learn. So yeah, start with that, keep it easy, keep it simple, have fun with it, enjoy it. If you've got new friends who are into it, it's certainly more fun learning it when you've got somebody else to do it with and somebody you can, you know, try it out with and things like that. So yeah, reading for yourself is always pretty tricky. I don't tend to do it for me because I interpret it how I want it to be, not how it is. But reading for somebody else is quite good, because yeah, it's not as scary anyway. So have some fun with it. Read for your friends. Read for, yeah, anything you want to. See how you get on. Develop that connection with your cards. Bond with each card. Bonding sounds a bit funny, but you do. You connect with it. I mean, I have favorites in the tarot deck. There's a few cards that I just absolutely click with and love and really relate to. So you'll develop that too, where you'll have a few that when you see them come up, it's like, oh, goody, goody, goody. That's one of my favorites, you know. So yeah, this is my very first start. The rest of the tutorials are going to be more set out. This is just more of an introduction. I will go through tarot spreads. I will go through what the meanings of the different elements are in another one. I'll go through how they can be used in what different situations, various things. I have a whole list actually here. Okay, how to intuitively read the tarot, because it's just better than just relying on the book. It means you're connecting deeply with what you're doing. The major arcana, because they are, yeah, a journey, and what that means. They're the journey of the fall from innocence and unknowingness into wisdom and oneness. So yeah, I'll talk about that. The court cards and how they work, I'll introduce them and do a video on those. The tarot spreads, I'll do a few, not all of them, because there's just so many. And 6 will be putting it all together, how to combine all those different things to make your readings really work for you. And then I'll also make one on reading for strangers and how to do that and how to sort of overcome your fears, because everybody has them when they start. You know, you feel like saying something but you're not sure if you should and things like that. So yeah, those are going to be the tutorials I'm going to be making in the near future, and if you're keen on that, keep an eye out. I will announce them on Facebook. So lots of love, have some fun, and I'll see you in my next video.